Alrighty, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Abington Conservation Commission meeting. Today is June 24th, 2025. It is 6:30 p.m. First up, we're going to move things a little bit up. We're going to start with SEO 840576 update from applicant, project located at 4454 Linwood Street. So we received an email from the applicant's council asking for a 60-day continuance.
Why don't you go up to the podium?
Okay.
So update us on what you've done. Have you filed with planning or?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. That's what we need additional time for.
Okay.
So I literally just got involved in this very, very recently, so.
Can I just have your name, please?
Yep, Attorney Scott Rubin, R-U-B-I-N.
Thank you.
You need my address?
Nope.
Okay.
So I think I would like the abutters to be re-notified, only because
No
we
problem.
just told some people September 9th. If you get tied up at planning and you can't make it September 9th, then you're pushed off. So once you have a date, please
problem.
notify the abutters again.
Yep.
At
That's-
least
that's
2
not
weeks
an
in
issue.
advance, okay?
That's not an issue. I think I emailed Nick and
Yeah, we
said
talked about it
we
through
had
email briefly.
no issue with that whatsoever, so.
I just want to make sure, wasn't this the one zoning wanted our input prior?
Yeah, that's not exactly true, so they're a separate board, so
Okay.
I said, like I said at the last meeting, I suggest they go to zoning and they go to planning, then they come to us. Because once you get it designed how planning and zoning wants it,
Yep.
then you'll know what the impact on the wetlands are.
Correct.
You don't know now because you don't know what they want for roads and everything.
There is a catch-22 there,
It
so.
is, but
we've talked
That's how
about
I
it.
would do it if it were mine.
I'm sort of just getting my feet wet
Yeah.
on it, so I think we're going to look at the plans again, and we've got some ideas about how we
Okay.
should approach it, so hopefully that'll give us enough time to do it. If not, we'll certainly report back to the board.
Okay. So we will wait to hear from you for a notification, but tentatively, I'd make a motion to continue it to September 9th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just a quick note to the abutters, you're gonna be getting a certified letter with the date on this one. It's a big gap, I know there's a bunch of continuances, so that's gonna go to all the abutters.
Correct.
In case some of you haven't carried it through the whole way, you'll be re-notified on this one.
Will the zoning board and planning board send out
There'll
notices?
be a notification
That'll be-
from planning board again also.
Whatever's required. I don't know what's required on
My understanding would be
planning.
filing with planning board, which would have the same notifications they did the first time.
Okay.
Great.
That'll be planning board handled.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right,
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, SEO 840565, discussion and environmental monitoring reports, project located at 0 Summer Street. So I know Nick and Jean went on a visit today.
We did.
Yeah, the curbing's all in around the site now. Grass is growing, the catch basins are done. We talked briefly about the knotweed. There's actually some coming up on the site now, might have come in with the fill even, so we were able to show them exactly what it is we're talking about.
Yeah. When we first pulled into the drive, the first thing I noticed were the vehicles all parked up against the area where the wetland is and the pond.
Was that the area where they wanted to put
Yes,
plywood?
yep.
But I guess,
Yeah, there was some vehicles there. They said it was very temporary for bring-in delivery. When we got there, they were there.
yeah,
I don't know how long they had been there. They were working on moving them when we left.
yeah. I mean, they got right on it and had someone come and move all the vehicles out. And also with the complaint that was filed, that we saw the pictures from last meeting,
Yep.
Nick took some photos, which he'll be able to put into the file, that shows that all that rivering that was done from the parking area
Yeah.
is all stable now, and it has grass growing in it.
Yeah, and that
So it
area's all
looked good.
curved and everything like that now. The water will probably have to be 8-9 inches deep before it would get over and onto another site now.
I know.
which was nice not have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. So it looked good.
I don't like that they knew we were coming, but they parked their stuff there.
Yeah. The gentleman that we were talking to that met us,
Yep, Pat.
he made sure when we got out there that they immediately moved the vehicles. Because they had walked down and we drove over. Like,
Apologies. I can speak to that a little bit too. I wasn't there on site. I had to leave with the adjusted meeting time. No excuses. Obviously, the vehicles were there. We got an unexpected delivery. We yelled at
you
our
wanna try
site
to
guy
get
to
some
move all
water?
the vehicles,
Yeah.
which were not
Hey,
located there.
Jeff, can you hold one sec?
And 10 minutes before the meeting, he moved them over to that spot. So, shame on us. We should have saw him moving them. They're never parked there.
There's a
That was
button right there.
terrible timing, but it is what it
Plus-
is, and I take responsibility for it. But that's the why. Not an excuse, but that's how it happened.
And I can attest to every time I've been on site, there have not been vehicles parked in that area.
and it was good that they did just, as soon as it was mentioned, they were being moved, so.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, the grass is coming in, the wetland seed mix is coming in very nice. The erosion that happened the last time has been addressed. And it looked good.
So what are we looking for here?
I believe the request was to stop the weekly environmental monitoring. They're still required, I forget the qualification for it. What rain event triggers a report?
Yeah, so I believe it said weekly monitoring till stabilized. So that's what I guess these past couple inspections have been, to confirm if you guys are on the same page with us about stabilization, which I hope we're at that point now. And then we still have inspections that are triggered by a rain event of greater than, Chelsea, you can confirm, quarter of an inch?
Quarter of an inch, yeah. Although we would also like to make a request to decrease that frequency to potentially an inch or more, if you guys would be open to that. Although we could still ensure that there's an inspection after a rain event of a quarter of an inch or more by someone who's on site. So it would be that 1 inch or more would be for the third party inspections.
I'm not too sure I want to go along with that. I may go,
A half inch.
a quarter inch on site and then half inch for the third party. I'd be willing to do that, I think.
I agree with that,
Yeah.
because an inch, that's,
An inch is pretty significant.
yeah.
Okay. So that's all we're asking? That's all we're going to discuss? We're going to keep it at the
And I
quarter?
was going to ask about the storage in the area. Obviously, I don't know with the vehicles being parked there that's necessarily good timing. So I'll forgo that request and just see if we're comfortable with being stabilized, I suppose. Take my wins where I can, because that's a bit embarrassing with you guys coming out today. So I fully acknowledge that and apologize.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So I'd make that in the form of a motion that they continue to do the monitoring after a quarter inch rain event, in-house, and third party after a half inch rain event.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any disagree? Okay, unanimous, great, thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Would you be looking for, just to clarify, would you be looking for any sort of documentation for the in-house?
Yeah, I'd say email a report in.
Yeah, I'd say yes.
Same as what
I
you've
can
been doing
draft
before,
your report,
right?
Chelsea, without your logo, letterhead on it, and just
Okay.
do an Excel document or something like that, same criteria, and we'll submit that for in-house, and then you can submit yours for half inch or greater.
Sounds good.
Okay, great.
All right, thank
All
you,
right,
everyone.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up on the agenda, SCOA 40582, notice of intent filed by Manuel Ramos to construct a new single-family home with driveway crossing, utilities, and site work project located off McHugh Circle and Shaw Avenue. The applicant has requested a continuance to July 8th. So can I get a motion for a continuance?
Motion to continue SC 084-0582 till July 8th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, unanimous. Okay.
On that point, I just was here to, in case anybody wanted to know why we're continuing.
Zoo, how you been?
You know, I was sitting back here, my
And
eyes
is that him?
My eyes are starting to get dim, believe it or not. And I said, that was my Cadillac.
Can you come up to the podium, please? If-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, thanks, because people can't hear.
So, good to see you.
You too.
Changed. I
Yeah,
changed so much, I started wearing a hat.
yeah, I'm letting mine go natural.
How's your hockey going? Still doing?
Good, everything's good, yeah.
So,
Excuse
So
me,
up
could
to
you-
the podium, please.
Oh.
Yeah,
And just your
sorry.
name, please, so I can write it down?
yes, thank you.
Yep.
My name is Azu Engineer. I'm the engineer and the land surveyor for the project from ET Engineering.
ET Engineering, okay.
And we received a feedback from the commission that perhaps what we had proposed originally out back here would be more impactful on the property. So based on the input, we redesigned everything, moved everything up front. So I think that will keep most of the land natural. So I've sent the email of the revised plans to Nick, and I did get an email back from him at 5:40, so he was very good. So what I'm gonna do is the 8 copies that are required, I'm gonna drop them off tomorrow morning in his office. And then he can distribute to the Concom members so that you get an opportunity to actually take a look at it instead of, bombarding you with it. And hopefully we can wrap it up on the 8th.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night.
Take care. Chris, is there a reason you're sitting at the kids' table?
I was late, I feel guilty about it, so I just didn't want to upset anybody. My
Well, can we give him
apologies to my
a
fellow
mic?
commissioners. I got
Can we
stuck
give
at
him
work.
that mic so we can actually
You can get rid
hear?
of that mic, because that's recording.
Oh,
Well,
you're
we're all
right.
done with nobody else is on Zoom, right?
No one else is on
No.
Zoom.
I just won't talk anymore.
And no, there's nobody here, so maybe give him that.
No, I'd love for you to just hold this the whole
Just
time.
hold it.
Get my own personal microphone
I'll do that anytime someone's late.
That'll
My
teach
punishment.
you.
My punishment.
All right, so
Better than
next,
sitting in the corner, though.
discussion on enforcement order for 60 Berry Road. So in your packets, you probably saw all the work from
Yeah.
their wetland scientist. So they did the plantings, she had, some really nice, detailed photographs. It's the first time I think I've ever seen a receipt for the plantings,
I know,
which
this
I
is
was very
incredible.
impressed with. They put
So
up.
she wasn't able to get the,
Right, so there was an issue because we have a requirement for a certain height of trees and bushes because that helps prevent too much deer grazing. She wasn't able to get that at the regular places that she went to, so she asked if she could substitute it with some smaller ones, but she would add more, which would help presumably get them to that 75% establishment.
Yeah.
And so they put in a cottonwood tree, and I can't remember the other ones. And I okayed that. So then they went ahead and they did the plantings and.
I like the fact that she put in the netting, too, to prevent
Yeah.
the deer from getting in there, because that's where a lot of their loss comes from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and they're spending good money, so we wanted to.
so what do we do on this? We just wait now, or?
We're just gonna wait,
They'll have their monitoring?
yeah.
Yeah, I think they asked to count this as the first.
Yeah.
This is the first
So it'll be 3
report.
more reports.
Yeah, exactly. So we let her know that we were going to have a discussion about this, just in terms of, the changes that were made, that we're letting this be one of the 4 monitoring reports, and she couldn't make it, but she seemed okay with that.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Anybody have any questions?
And we don't need a vote on that.
No,
I just think she was very thorough in
Yeah, I
her
think she did a great
documentation.
job.
she did.
Yeah, and her photographs are awesome.
Yeah, they really are.
And the fact that changes had to be made and she notified us, or you, makes a big difference.
It is.
So,
No, it was great.
nice, very nice.
It's really great. Okay, and then discussion on enforcement order for 75 Nile Street.
I recuse from that conversation.
Okay.
Haven't heard anything from them. Drove by there today. They did stop right where they were. Didn't put any kind of erosion control in, but to be honest, the nature of it, I don't think erosion from where it's at is really a concern. They
Is
haven't
it
done
just a
anything
hole and there's dirt somewhere, or?
It looks to me like the dirt was taken off site. When I went there was like a small landscape dump truck. They were excavated into that. I think that left that day. So there's just a hole, fence on one side, yard on either other side around it. So it's not really going anywhere. But there hasn't been any effort to correct. Just no contact.
Okay. I have to think about what to do. He hasn't been here at either meeting.
What did the enforcement order say? We don't have it in our packet here, do we?
I don't have it with me.
It said to immediately cease and desist, return to original condition, file a plan by June 17th, plan to be presented at June 24th meeting, to return disturbed area to its original state by July 31.
So maybe you could get in touch with them and just remind them what that says.
Yeah.
You at least want it returned by July 31st.
No problem.
Okay, you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, no point dragging him in and out of the meetings if he's not going to come. Just tell him he's got to do it by July 31st.
Works for me.
Right, and we won't be discussing that till September anyway, so
Yeah.
it's like he has extra time.
Right.
Okay. All right, anything else we want to talk about regarding that property? No?
So, just to make sure I understand, so are we just looking for him to put it back, pretty much?
Yeah.
Original what it was
Put it
before.
back,
Yeah.
loom and seed the area back to existing conditions prior to disturbance by, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Not going to ask him to put native plantings or any of that stuff in. It's just
No,
put it back to where you had it.
Yeah.
Okay, then just 2 more things. We have an open space meeting. It's going to take place tomorrow. You guys probably remember Rhiannon coming here. We had a really long discussion with her about the open space plan and recreation plan. So it's going to be online tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. And they have a lot of work that they've done. They've got this very nice spreadsheet. I don't know if any of you guys had time to look at that yet.
I did.
Okay. There's a lot, it's very ambitious, but pretty cool.
So where will the link be for?
Unfortunately, I asked if we could get this on, like, in the recording somehow, or get the QR code. I'm not sure.
I would assume, I can check that the link is right on the, I'll look right now, on the town page.
Okay.
If not, I can ask for it to get put on there.
Okay. I don't know if they've posted it on Facebook or or anything like that.
Zoo has been coming to conservation for 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
A great guy.
I recognize him from a different property.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so anything we want to talk about with that, or
No?
move on to the last thing? Just open space, or not open space, sorry, MACC annual dues. That was the only other thing, $500-something. Which I'll approve, of course. There were courses this month, right?
Yep.
And then there usually aren't more than one or two in the virtual in the
Yeah,
summer.
Usually they do a big fall,
Palooza,
yeah,
yeah.
which I'd highly recommend our couple new members get involved.
Yeah.
We do this, it'll be the, members pricing on all that, which is a good savings on it.
And the town will pay for
Yeah.
everyone to go. So.
Just to add to this, I did talk to and reached out to Michelle Gerard about getting, it seems like when we get our newsletters, all of their training sessions are out in the western or central or way down the Cape, so. Yeah, so I've asked her, I said, is there any possible way that we could have one? She says, we just got a couple of wetland scientists who are willing to put on classes. So if we can
Actually-
come up with an area here.
Yeah, John Rockwell just did a couple classes not too far from here.
Yeah.
Maybe like 40 minutes or so.
Right, well, she said that we could actually, if we could find a place here in town, and I'm like, Ames Knoll State Park is perfect, because that's where Andrew had taken us, the circuit rider had taken
Yeah.
us, because it has the lake, it has wetlands, it has streams, it has perennials, and so on and so forth. So, she said it probably wouldn't happen until September, and it would just, they would give us the time and the date.
But didn't she also say we need like a classroom?
She said sometimes it can be done completely outdoors, or sometimes we could be done partly in the building, so they could go over the, information charts and what to look for, and then physically go out in the field and do it, but
Yeah.
you were at one of the outdoor ones with Andrew. Yeah, so, I mean, that went really well.
So are they looking for other towns to get involved in
Other
this?
towns can get
Yeah,
involved, but I had reached out to her and I said, they always seem to be so far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want to drive
remember
to
years ago,
Acton
we
or
were-
something.
Yeah, I think the next one is September 9th in Acton.
Yeah, so,
Delineation for beginners.
if this is something where we
Yeah.
have new members, I found it very, very, very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and even if they had a public event, same as they put out, just to be nice to be in this area.
Yeah. So she
There's a
said,
few options we have around town that can be used as a classroom.
Well, we could use here as a classroom.
Here, there's a couple
On a
conference rooms
weekend,
downstairs.
maybe?
The police
Okay.
station have a nice conference room
Yeah.
that people use pretty often.
Yeah, the police.
That probably seats about 30, 35 comfortably.
so I had actually put.
Eventually
I
we'll have a nice new
forwarded
fire
the-
station with classroom space.
I forwarded the information on to Lynn, so if you want to reach out to her
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Yeah.
let her
And,
know that we have.
even if they want to get other towns involved, we can use the police station or town hall. We can get it on a Saturday if we want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, for delineation purposes too, there's also that bike path we had before us a few months ago on town land that
Right out
we could
here.
walk right out to from here.
Right. yeah.
If we had a class in here, everyone walks outside, walks out back there, and it's kind of something that just was before the commission, and
Oh, and we
we'll
do
actually,
have, we do have
we
some
got that
vernal
stuff
pools
here.
behind us,
Yeah,
that's
so-
true too.
so actually just right
So-
here's a nice spot with a lot of
Yeah.
wetlands around us.
Right
And they
here.
haven't exactly like specifically delineated, right? It was mass mapper type of thing.
Yeah, and that was
so
just
it would
something they
be-
were presenting, hey, how would you guys like to see it done?
Yeah.
To try to get ahead of it, figure out cost-wise.
So it'd almost be like we're
Yeah,
ahead of the game,
That would be funny.
being peer reviewing or something.
yeah, it might be an interesting one to see.
Yeah,
Right, so maybe just send a quick note to Michelle,
yeah.
because I think, when she had gotten back to me, I was like, oh, so I just sent it over, because we really don't have many opportunities out this way.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
That's- Yeah. Okay, I will email her
Excellent.
and CC you.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's it. Do we have anything else?
No, this is the quickest meeting we've had in a long time.
Yeah, I think our longest thing was talking about MACC said that last.
Well, we did have 2 continuances, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Great.